As many of you know, I'm Brian Tate, and I'm sort of specializing in charge of the AVVBA Foundation Scholarship Program. Today, I'm very pleased to have two of our recipients join us today. And but first, I want to just thank you all for your generous contributions. Over the years, this group has put up most of the money. We've raised well over $100,000. We've already had 9 scholarships, so we're very pleased with what we're doing, and there's more to do, so keep it coming. Thank you. So at this point, I'd like to invite Bill Covington to come up. Bill is with Georgia State, Perimeter College at Georgia State, and Bill, come on up and introduce the students. And I've asked the students to just tell a little bit about their military history, and then what they're doing in school and how they're planning to use that education. Bill?
Thank you, Brian. First of all, I would like to echo Brian's sentiments of thanking you for the generous donations you gave to help the scholarship reality. I think you'll see in a minute that it was money well donated. These young people come to our college and have their own career paths. The gentleman that's not here, Antonio Ayala, joined after. I do know him and have met him. I had not had the privilege of meeting Mr. Lang or Ms. Sink yet before today, but our office raises the funds for it. Dr. Gardner, who was here earlier, does the actual process, but Tony Ayala joined up after 9/11. He left college to join after 9/11, served in Afghanistan and Vietnam, and then returned. Now he's married and has kids, and he's going back to college where he left off. So that's typical of our career path, and many of our students, things happen, they get interrupted, and they come back to our college, and it works real well. They fit right in because there are so many in that area. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Amy Sink, and then she'll be followed by Richard Lang, and they're the 2 of your 3 recipients. Again, thank you so much for your support. Amy?
Good morning. It is such an honor to be here. I just can't thank you all enough for selecting me as for this scholarship. A little background information about me. I grew up in Lilburn, graduated from high school, and was in ROTC during that time. And that kind of put me on the path to learn a little bit about the different branches of the military. I decided to go into the Army right out of high school, so I did that for a little while. Unfortunately, I was not put in the career path that I'd hoped to be. I'd always loved medicine, and that's been my passion. I went right into the Army as a 71 Lima administrative specialist and worked in the Postal Service and administrative work. And it was great. I learned a lot. I learned how to be punctual. I learned how to work together as teams. I learned how to, just be there for the people that you're working with. And those skills have been invaluable into my adult life that I still carry with me today. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. I did decide to leave the Army so that I could pursue my education in medicine, and got a diploma as a medical assistant at Gwinnett Technical College, and have worked as a medical assistant on and off for the past 17 years, while also raising my 2 children, who are now 11 and 13. So life has kind of gotten in the way of me pursuing my career in nursing, but I don't feel like I'm getting any younger, so I did want to keep pursuing that, and I'm back in pursuing nursing as my major. My goal is to, right now, get my associate's so that I can get into the hospital, eventually get my bachelor's. And I would love to get certified and eventually be working in the emergency room or trauma care. So, yeah, I've got big plans. So I'm ready to get going with it. I'm super excited, and I am beyond grateful for this scholarship, for this organization that you guys have supported, and cannot begin to thank you all enough for what you have done for me and my family, the financial burden that you've been able to take off of my plate. So thank you all so very much.
Richard, why don't you come on up and tell a little bit about your experience.
Good afternoon. My name is Rick Lang. I was born and raised in Tampa, Florida. Graduated from high school in '76 and went to college and played for about 2 or 3 semesters and decided that wasn't what I was ready for at the time. So I went in the Army. I was an armor crewman in the Army. Some of the units I served in was 232 Armor, 1st 11th ACR, 1/8 Cav. And I spent 16 years in the Army. I got out with a medical discharge from my back in '93. Went to work, got out there in the economy, and as everybody in here probably knows, in 2007 it got kind of rough out there. Didn't have any college education. Got downsized in the company, told my wife, it's no problem, I got all this experience, it's no problem. Well, I found out quickly that with my high school education, and I was competing against people with master's degrees, that it wasn't going to happen. So started trying to get into school. Finally, in 2014, finally got the VA to say they'd pay for my school. I'm on Chapter 31 benefits. I had a 40-year break in school, so this has been quite an experience, but I am in my final semester before I get my associate's degree. And thank you. And then I'm going to go downtown to the main campus and start working on my bachelor's degree. My major is psychology. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict, but I also have PTSD. And what I'm hoping is, I'm 58 years old, what I'm hoping is I can finish school in time to get out there and help some veterans that maybe had the same problems I do. So I can't tell y'all how much I appreciate the scholarship and how much that I appreciate y'all's service. I was a little bit more fortunate to serve at the time I did, but I was young, and I also know what a lot of y'all went through when y'all came back. And I don't think I've ever stood in any place that I felt more honored than to stand in front of y'all. So thank you again so much for your service, and thank you for the scholarship.
Bill, if I could ask you to come up, and John Sowers, would you come up, and Dan?